Ryan Goldberg, President and CEO of Shadow Six Racing. I'd like to congratulate you and welcome you and say thank you for being part of the Shadow Six family of companies. Congratulations on your Typhoon. Let's take a quick look at some of the things that you'll need to know owning and operating one of these vehicles. The first thing you're going to want to do before you head out on any ride is turn on your battery systems for both of the skis. On each side, you'll have a similar switch. One side's got two batteries, the other's got a single battery. Units that have a secondary battery generally are simply running extra power for equipment like amplifiers and additional electronics that are options on the vehicle. In order to switch the battery on, simply turn this dial from off to the 1 and 2 collectively on position, and that will supply power to your AUV. This vehicle is equipped with suicide doors, and the handle is located to the front portion of the door. You simply press in and pull the door open. You'll probably notice a beeping noise, and you'll be able to turn that beeping noise off by pairing your OLOS Guardian system. This is comparable to what you'd use as a lanyard for keeping your vehicle running or turning it off in the event that a rider is thrown from the vessel. Once you've put this watch on, you'll simply pair it by holding this button here for 4 seconds. Your lanyard or watch is now paired with the vehicle. If you're thrown from the vehicle, it will shut the vehicle off. You can also download the OLOS Guardian app on the Apple App Store, and it will give you numerous functions, often quite handy. Once you've paired your watch and you've stopped the beeping sound, you're now able to start the vehicle. You'll notice start buttons for each the starboard and port engine, as well as a cruise control button for idling in areas where there are no wake zones. And you'll have a port and starboard trim tab, which allows you to independently adjust the thrust nozzle on either side of the vessel. Before starting your vehicle, you'll want to run the blower for 4 minutes. This allows the compartments where the engines are housed to be relieved of any gases that are discharged from your battery system or any fuel fumes. Protect yourself from causing an explosion when starting the vessel. Now to start the vehicle, you'll simply press the 1 and 2 buttons. Stopping the vehicle is as easy as simply reversing and pushing those same 2 start buttons. Controlling the vessel is simple. Steering is just like any other vehicle, with the exception that when in reverse, your steering wheel will operate in the opposite fashion that you're turning. For braking in reverse, you'll use the left throttle, and for acceleration, you'll use the lever or throttle on the right. Additionally, all engine functions can be controlled for both vehicles through your connects panels, which are located in the lower left portion on the driver's side of the dash. Here you'll notice our Wet Sounds head unit, which controls all of your audio functions in your vessel. It also operates as a front view camera. You can use this when operating the vehicle in confined spaces or docking your vessel in different locations. You'll also have a Garmin GPS system for both navigation purposes, but you've also got a backup camera to allow you to see riders behind you and what's going on around you. There are actually 2 bilge pumps per haul. Each of those bilge pumps should activate automatically. However, in the event of rapid flooding, if need be, you always have the capability to override the system and automatically turn on your bilge pumps to ensure that you're getting as much water pumped out of the vehicle as possible in an emergency situation. As you can see in the rear bay, you've got plenty of room for storage, the amplifier for your audio equipment, as well as your tower speakers, and you've got a fire extinguisher in the event that one is necessary. When using your vehicle or vessel in the evening, it'll be required for you, at least in the United States, to use a rear navigation light. This is simply installed by sliding the tab on the rear and gently pressing the lighting system into its quick connect holder. The height is simply adjusted by unscrewing the lever at the top of the light and can be raised to any level so that it can be seen from 360 degrees around the vehicle. Your vessel is also equipped with a number of other features for safety, as well as covers for your Garmin head unit and your stereo system to protect it from the sun. A number of things for backup purposes are all located in the driver's side door bag in the event of an emergency. When you get finished riding, the first thing that you'll want to do is flush your motors. You'll simply attach the nozzle as per the manufacturer's instructions and flush this nozzle with fresh water for 1 to 2 minutes. Additionally, on vessels equipped with intercoolers, you're going to want to attach the fitting to the nozzle you can see here and flush water for another 1 to 2 minutes to clean out your intercoolers if your vessel is equipped with intercoolers. When you're finished with the vessel, you'll want to go ahead and blow out excess water from your exhaust system. This is done by simply starting the engines once the vessel's been pulled out of the water and pulling the throttle a few times and allowing it to run for roughly 30 seconds so excess water that builds up in any of the exhaust system is blown out and doesn't cause any problems with oxidative stress or any rust in your exhaust system. You're going to want to go ahead and repeat what you did to get started and simply take the power module and switch the batteries off. This will keep you from draining your batteries while the vessel's in storage. All other maintenance should be done in accordance with the owner's manual supplied with your vessel. Oil changes, things of that nature, will all be exactly the same as the maintenance schedule that's set up by Yamaha Motor Corporation on any of the vehicles that we sell. Your vessel is also equipped with adjustable suspension. You've got the ability to adjust both rebound and dampening of the suspension. Those adjustments can be found here and on the shock reservoir located to the top of the vehicle. What you get from the factory should be an ideal adjustment for anyone. Please take note, however, that once you've become familiar with your vehicle, you may want to have adjustments that are to your preferences or to your specific riding needs. We found that riding in freshwater versus saltwater is a different change in buoyancy and therefore requires different suspension settings for optimal performance. Adjustments for dampening and rebound of your suspension on the front of the vehicle can be found at the bottom portion of the shock, as well as in the nitrogen reservoir at the top of the Fox suspension. Fueling your vehicle is simple. You'll simply turn the cap, and you'll always want to ensure that you're using 93 octane or higher fuel in any of the vehicles that are built to a stage 1, 2, or 3 level performance package. This ensures optimal performance and is necessary for any of the reprogramming that's done to ECUs on these vehicles. Again, I'd like to welcome you and say thank you for joining the Shadow 6 family. Please ride safely and follow all maintenance as outlined in the manuals given to you along with the vehicle from Yamaha Motor Corporation. Maintenance is fairly simple, but it is definitely something that's important to follow to ensure that your vehicle runs for as long as possible.